Madurai, one of the oldest cities in the world, is called Tunga Nagaram, or the city that never sleeps. The earliest to get to work are jasmine farmers like Chinnaraman and Murugai, starting their day at 3 a.m. This is the kind of hard work needed to produce the world's best jasmine. Since it's a night-blooming flower, the farmers have to start plucking before the crack of dawn. The Madurai jasmine is the soul of any luxury perfume brand that you can think of, like Dior, Guerlain and Tom Ford. I'm Sanjana James, and this is the story of how the back-breaking work of these Madurai farmers ends up in a bottle that the world's rich and famous are ready to splurge on. Everything about Madurai is loud and proud. Its festivals are boisterous, the food bursting with big flavors. Even the banners announcing weddings or ear-piercing ceremonies are larger than life. And Madurai jasmine is no different. This tiny, delicate, milky-white bloom carries a fragrance so bold and heady, taking you to the peaks of passion and devotion. In Madurai, jasmine is everywhere. Here, it's more than just a flower. It's the essence of life itself. And as buses and tea shops play Ilayaraja's melodies on loop, a song featuring jasmine is never too far away.
I was always told that in Madurai, you must always wear jasmines in your hair. But I was not that fond of putting. Then I realized that anywhere you go in Madurai, everybody has flowers in their hair. And if you don't have flowers in the hair, you actually look a little out of place.
Jasmine for me brings back memories from childhood, family gatherings, weddings and Onam celebrations. It's this love for jasmine that I share with Uma Kannan. She has a PhD in social and cultural anthropology. She spent decades studying this flower. Uma's even written a book dedicated to it and now runs her own jasmine perfume business. For Uma, jasmine isn't just a crop. It's an inseparable part of Tamil culture.
One of the Sangam poems describes how Pari, a Tamil king, could not bear to see a beautiful and delicate jasmine creeper lying on the hard forest floor, and he gifted his royal chariot to the plant so that the jasmine creeper could twine itself around it and rest more comfortably. Such a small thing can be so iconic and a symbol of so many bigger things, like a symbol of love, a symbol of beauty, a symbol of purity. There are 40 varieties of jasmine in India, but the 3 jasmines unique to Madurai are first and foremost the jasmine Sambac, which we call the Madurai Malli, and then the Mullai Poo and the Pichi Poo. Sambac is more heady. It's also sweet, but it's more heady. And the Pichi Poo and Mullai Poo are more sweet and mellow. The fragrance doesn't linger as much as the Sambac lingers. In Madurai, it's a very special flower. One is because of the qualities of the flower, and also because it has the name Madurai Malli. Also because it's very special to goddess Meenakshi.
Madurai being the center for Jasmine Sambac, I would say more than 100,000 farmers are dependent on this flower. Jasmine Sambac is kind of used all across India, and not only India, even overseas where the Indian communities live, like Dubai, Singapore, Malaysia.
I'm in one of the largest fragrance factories in India. Here Raja Paranaswamy and his team turn the world's best jasmine ready to go into the most expensive perfumes.
It's very difficult to design a floral fragrance without using jasmine or a rose. These two components are like the king and queen of the floral notes.
எங்கள் பேர் மரிய வேளாங்கண்ணி. நாங்கள் காமலாபுரத்துக்கிட்ட இருக்கோம். என்ன எங்களோட பூமியில் விளையிறது கொஞ்சம் இருகளுக்கு நல்லா கெட்டியாக இருக்கும். அதாவது தாங்கக்கூடிய தன்மை இருக்கும். பார்சலுக்கு போகும்போது அது நல்லா 4 பட கொஞ்சம் தாங்கும். மனமும் நல்லா இருக்கும்.
This whole process of getting up early in the morning, making sure that they pick the buds, send it at the right time to the markets so that it reaches these other destinations is a very important part of a farmer's daily activity.
என் பேர் சின்னராமன், ஊர் சீத்தாபுரம். எங்கிட்ட 3 ஏக்கர் 10 சென்ட் சார். 3 ஏக்கரில் 30 சென்ட்டு செவந்தி சார். அப்புறம் ரோஸு 30 சென்ட்டு, மல்லி ஒரு 40 சென்ட் போட்டிருக்கேன் சார். காலைல எந்திரிச்சு 3:30க்கு பெறப்பிட்டு வந்துடுவோம் சார். ரோஸு ஒடிச்சிட்டு மல்லி எடுப்போம் சார். ஒரு நாளைக்கு மல்லி சீசன் டயத்தில் 40 எடுக்கலாம் சார் ஒரு ஏக்கருக்கு. ஒரு மணி நேரத்துக்கு 4 பேர் எடுத்தால் ஒரு 3 கிலோ எடுக்கலாம்.
I'm in a small village called Sitapuram in the foothills of Kodaikanal. I'm in the midst of rose, jasmine and chrysanthemum fields. It's 7:30 in the morning, the sun is out and the heat is making the flowers bloom and the fields are fragrant. Farmers like Chinnaraman and Murugai have been harvesting flowers since 4 in the morning. The jasmine is in a race against time. Chinnaraman has to take the jasmine 6 kilometers on his bike to Nilakottai market by 8. If not, he won't get the peak price of 350 rupees a kilo.
பூ பறிச்சுட்டு இப்போ கொண்டு போனால் கிலோ 800 கிடைக்கும் சார்.
மல்லி எடுத்தோம்னா ஒரு 8 மணி 8:30 வரையும் எடுப்போம். எடுத்து முதல் பறிப்பை கொடுத்து விட்ருவோம். அது மார்க்கெட்டில் விலைக்கு கிடைக்கும். அப்புறம் போயிட்டு ரெண்டாவது பறிப்பை ஆரம்பிப்போம். அதை எடுத்தோம்னா ஒரு 2 மணி வரையும் 3 மணி வரையும் எடுக்கலாம். அது கொஞ்சம் மேன ரேட்டில் கிடைக்கும்.
Harvesting continues. Flowers that are harvested at a later point of time, which cannot travel, is the ones that we buy for our extraction purposes.
காலையில் வெள்ளனை பறிக்கும் போது எங்களுக்கு அங்கே மார்க்கெட்டு கொண்டு போனால் 400 விற்கும். நாங்கள் அலைய முடியாமல் அந்த கம்பெனி வந்ததுலேருந்து நாங்கள் 2 வருஷமாக அங்கே போட்டுக்கிட்டு இருக்கோம். மத்தியானத்துக்கு 3 மணிக்கு மேலே தான் பறிப்போம். கம்பெனிக்கு போட்டோம்னா எங்களுக்கு 302 ரூபா. பூ பறிக்கிற இடத்துல சாயங்காலம் 5 மணி 6 மணிக்குள்ளே 1 மணி நேரத்தில் வாங்கிட்டு போயிடுவாங்க.
Graniflorum existed in France. They were using leather goods because it was a cold country, so they were using leather gloves. While using leather, they found that the leather smell was not a very pleasing smell. So in order to mask that smell, they started macerating that leather with the jasmine graniflorum flowers that was there. And that's when they realized that they could make some extraction from the flowers that was available out there for them. And as France became expensive, they were traveling to find out where else was jasmine graniflorum available. And that's when they tripped on India to find out that we have had graniflorum forever. They also discovered that we had other varieties of jasmine too here. They also saw Sambac, they saw auriculatum, they saw flexile. And particularly with Jasmine Sambac, they got really intrigued with that special smell and the power it had, which made it the rocking star it is today.
Madurai and Jasmine's love affair has existed for centuries. But the French luxury perfume industry only discovered the appeal for Madurai Jasmine in the last 30 years. Thierry Wasser is a master perfumer at Guerlain, a 200-year-old luxury brand that specializes in perfumes. It's a part of LVMH, the world's largest luxury group.
Jasmine Sambac was used by Mr. Guerlain in 1989 for a fragrance called Samsara. I wasn't really acquainted myself with Sambac that much. When I saw what people use Sambac for, religious purposes, weddings, celebrations, suddenly I realized the power of this flower, celebrating love, friendship, brotherhood, family, and even your more secret hopes to the gods.
Realizing my passion for the Madurai Malli, my husband gifted me a jasmine factory. I was told that no, it's for you and for you to run. So I was quite surprised. He said, no, it's ready and it will be operational in 6 to 7 months. That's when I started getting involved and we started running it towards the end of 2023. But unfortunately, my husband passed away, so he didn't see the inauguration, which was a very sad thing.
When you create a fragrance or you design a fragrance, you're talking about emotions. You don't describe emotions, you feel them. So what does Jasmine Sambac make you feel? When I smell that flower, it fills my heart. It's like an intoxicant, queen of the night.
Jasmine farmers make more money by selling in the markets for everyday use. During festivals, when the demand is high, prices can go up to 2,000 rupees a kilo. But selling to perfume companies has its benefits. They get an assured price of 300 rupees a kilo, which is an insurance against market fluctuations.
We do extracts from natural raw material into a natural ingredient. And this ingredient is then used by flavor and fragrance houses as their input to make a flavor of fragrance. The process is very simple from my terms. You get the flowers, you load them into extractors to basically take the aromatic molecules out of the flower, which converts the flower into a concrete. This concrete is then mixed with ethyl alcohol, where you remove waxes and then it comes into a pure liquid form, which is called the absolute.
It takes 1,000 kilos of jasmine sambac flowers to produce just 1 kilo of this liquid gold, which sells for a staggering $4,700 or 3.5 lakh rupees.
You take out the soul of this flower and it becomes immortal, because what the product is, a concrete of jasmine sambac, you can keep it for years.
The sustainability practices demanded by these international buyers helps farmers to cut down on chemicals and regain soil health.
Buying ingredients is, before anything else, a human adventure. It's about connection, it's about people. You don't buy jasmine, rose or vetiver. You buy jasmine, rose or vetiver from somebody, and that's what drove us to that sustainability attitude.
We actually work with farmers exclusively to implement our sustainable practices, because it's not easy to work with the market farmers to do that. As a company, we work with more than 2,500 farmers. Around 600 to 700 farmers are already completely moved into the sustainable ecosystem, while we are in the process of converting the rest of our farmers also into this whole system.
மல்லிக்கு வந்து காய்கறியை விட வந்து அதிக மருந்து தேவைப்படுது. ஏன்னா மல்லியில் வந்து 4 நாளைக்கு ஒரு மருந்து அடிக்கணும். ஒரு ஏக்கருக்கு வந்து 4000 ரூபாய் செலவாகும்.
மல்லி வந்து 70 சென்டில் நான் பண்ணிகிட்டு இருந்தேன். உரச்செலவும் மருந்தோட அடிப்பும் வந்து அதிகமாக, எனக்கு செலவு வந்து அதிகமாக வந்துக்கிட்டே இருந்துச்சு. இந்த மல்லி நமக்கு வேணாம் அப்படிங்கிற ஒரு இதில் வந்துட்டேன். ஆனால் இப்போ இயற்கை முறையில் வந்த பின்னாடியே அதையும் நம்ம செலவு குறைந்த முறையிலே நம்ம செஞ்சு லாபம் எடுத்துடலாம் அப்படிங்கிற ஒரு இதில் செஞ்சுக்கிட்டு வர்றேன்.
The health of the soil is important. The health of the people around it, that's the farmers and the pickers, are very important. And the biodiversity itself is very, very important to make sure that we have a sustainable cultivation going on from today. So we have addressed these issues right from the very beginning. But of late, we've been focusing more on these issues, because all these initiatives at the end of the day also cost more money. So someone should be willing to pay that money, especially brands like Louis Vuitton, like Dior and Guerlain, have this thought process. So which is what is very, very important.
The hard work of thousands of farmers and a favorable climate around this tiny area in Madurai has made India the largest exporter of jasmine extract. But we can do a lot more with the produce that is the best in the world. With a massive domestic market, imagine how much more the farmers could earn if we could find a way to add value to the Madurai jasmine right here.
We really give very high importance to sustainability, because we touch the farmers. So we really are at that end where we know if we don't address it, we are not going to be there tomorrow.
For more such stories that help you understand India from farm to plate, subscribe to The Plate India.